Belinda and HarperAudio Australia present this unabridged recording of The Italian Secret, Billie Walker, Book 3, written by Tara Moss and read by Danielle Carter. Dedicated to my grandfather, Gilbert Moss. Prologue. Leichhardt, Sydney, Australia, 1907. The young woman woke with a start, torn violently from troubled dreams by a banging that split the night. Her heart was pounding in her chest, like a creature scrambling to escape, rushing blood and her panicked heartbeat loud in her ears. Ba-bang, bang, bang. The hammering wasn't only the sound of a heart, she realized, as she came back into her body, remembering where she was. She was in a bed, had been sleeping, and her younger brother was beating on her bedroom door, screaming her name at the top of his lungs. She sat up and rubbed her eyes, willing her heart to slow to a steady pace. Above her, the painting of the Madonna was watching, serene and all-forgiving, glowing faintly in the pale moonlight coming through her window. It was late, long after her little brother's bedtime, and he was wailing about something. What was the time? Not far off midnight, said the clock. Why in heaven's name was he up? She scarcely understood one word in three, such was his rage. But what she heard was enough to start her heart hammering again. I'm in trouble. Real trouble. Mama and Papa had been arguing downstairs into the night, and now her father was going to send her away to the old country, her little brother said through the door between angry sobs. It was all because she had laid with some stupid Protestant and was fool enough to get pregnant, and now she was going to be sent away. This ugly narrative, devoid of the love that should have been at the centre of it, was repeated with varying levels of intensity, half a dozen different ways, until her brother ran out of puff and she heard him collapse against the door, bawling uncontrollably. Poor boy, she thought, her heart aching. How could he understand? She pulled back the chair from where she had slid it under the knob, looking for respite from her father's anger, and as she opened the door, her brother fell into the room, sprawling at her feet, his chest heaving. She knelt next to him and tried to comfort him, but no sooner had he wiped his eyes than he was on his feet again, yelling into her face. Puttana, 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 he said, repeating the slur that he'd heard their father say. And with that he punched her squarely in the mouth, splitting her bottom lip and sending her staggering backwards. Blood flowed freely, staining her nightgown. She held her face with a trembling hand, shocked. His jaw fell open as he stared at her, defiant yet scared at what he'd wrought, his face streaked with tears. He brought up a hand and wiped it over his cheeks, then angrily wiped it on his pajamas. He was just a boy, and already filled with such violence, such shame. Papa said you made your bed, and now you must lie in it. So lie in it, the little boy spat, pushing his sister into the bed so that she hit her head on the hard wooden frame before he turned and ran. Puttana, 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 he shouted again as he ran into the dark hallway of the family home. She could only hold her face and watch. In time, she heard footsteps on the stairs. It would be her father, perhaps. She pulled herself up and closed the door to her bedroom again, putting the chair back in place to give her shelter until daybreak. In the morning, her brother refused to come out of his bedroom, even as she was taken from the house. She called at his door and he did not answer. Addio, fratello mio. Ti amo, mi mancherai, mi dispiace, she said, softly as her mother and father.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?